Here's Brody Brazil.
Historically, ballparks have taken the form and shape of their neighborhoods. I like the way it's spelled there with the U. Unlike other types of stadiums, ballparks have begun as an extension of their existing urban fabric and as an active participant in people's everyday life. The design for the A's new home at The design for the A's new home at the heart of Oakland's revitalized waterfront will return the game to its roots as the natural meeting place for the local community. An elevated tree-lined promenade will frame the ballpark on all sides, dipping down to meet the public square and open the field to the water and city views. The perimeter park will connect a cascade of social spaces for fans to enjoy the sport on game days and extends the urban fabric with the neighborhood park to be enjoyed all 365 days a year. In other words, to sum this all up, we will be bringing the park back in ballpark. They really want to make this a public open space as well as a ballpark. Talks about the ballpark design concept, what went into the design of the stadium actually at Howard Terminal, not the entire project, but just the ballpark. Intimate. The new ballpark will bring fans as close to the on-field action as possible. Man, that is a far cry from the Coliseum. And have an ideal view of the pitcher's mound. Okay, so everything's centered maybe towards the middle of the infield versus, your seat faces left field or center field. Everybody's going to try and face the pitcher's mound. The field will the field will follow some of the smallest dimensions of the MLB guidelines. Not the MLB, of MLB guidelines. So they're trying to literally make this the smallest field that MLB will allow for. Interesting and fun, right? Could be a lot of fun to watch games there that way. The foul territory will end shortly after the infield in order to optimize the view lines of the seats toward home plate. Again, I think what they're saying here is they're just really going to try and make sure that after the infield, those seats really angle back towards the infield, towards the action, instead of, seats in left field or around left field facing left field down the line. And also uniquely Oakland, the rooftop park atop the ballpark will appear as a park in the sky, an extension of the spectator experience for fans on game day and a publicly accessible park for the remainder of the year. The tree-lined promenade will leverage the full 360-degree panorama and dramatic views of Oakland and the Bay. And I keep saying this. You've never seen a project like this before. You've never seen these views before. This is an area that people have not been allowed to go ever before. So I've seen it. Wait until you see it. Wait until you get the total build out and you get all the views and you're seeing it from the third deck or you're seeing it from that rooftop park. There are a lot of spectacular things that are untapped that already exist. But when they get tapped, trust me, you're going to realize how big this is. All right, section 4.2, circulation and access. This stuff is important. I'll quickly summarize here. Arriving from Jack London Square, so the eastern side, the facade of the A's new ballpark will welcome in the community back to the game. The rooftop park dips down to the ground towards the waterfront, allowing access to the rooftop park for ticketed fans on game days and the public on non-event days. On the exterior of the bowl, generous stairs will pull people up from Jack London Square to transform the concourses into continuations of Water Street and Athletics Way. So they're really trying to make this one, and that's why they went from the square design initially to this circle, right? They want to get people all in one kind of curve here. They don't want jagged edges and turns and hard turns, all one kind of walk and then right up the ramp and then boom, your second deck, you look down at your seat, or your third deck, or you're on the main concourse, whatever. Services on the public concourses will be stacked in order to create unobstructed views from the street to the bowl. That's pretty cool. The services and vertical circulation corridors will remain directly adjacent to the concourses for easy accessibility. How about this one? A VIP vehicular drop-off, so basically where Stu is going to get dropped off at. Directly behind a home plate will provide a welcoming lobby and vertical connection to the suites and different clubs within the ballpark. So basically main entrance here, pull up, take an elevator probably up, and then you're on whatever level you're on. The services and vertical circulation corridors will remain directly adjacent to the concourses for easy accessibility. Oh, I already got that point. The VIP vehicular drop-off. The field-level VIP lobby is doubled by a VIP entrance directly on Athletics Way. So if you're important, you're going to be entering right over here behind home plate. At the field level, a service tunnel will connect the clubhouses to the different ballpark operations and food services, as well as to the loading and media trucks. Hey, where Brazil will probably be hanging out. So yes, that field level concourse, that ground level that pretty much every major league ballpark, every NBA and NHL and NFL venue already have, the stadium's obviously going to have it too. All right, game day perimeter fences. Now, I think it's important to note they're trying to make this space open and accessible, but at the same time, certain days you can only allow people in that are ticketed. So where do you make the cutoff? How do you keep what's open and what's ticketed? And this kind of gives you an idea of the areas that are going to be anticipated secured perimeters, right? I don't know if it's fencing or how exactly they're going to do this, but the document does detail the exact ideas of how they would do this and what it would look like. But this is kind of the area here that, you're in that yellow zone. This is the secure area for ticketed A's fans for these game days. Again, this is something that I'd never seen before. This is the first look at details, and of course, this will largely change. But at least now it gives you an idea of how this layout's going to go.